Hi everyone, I know it's been a while, but I am back. If you haven't been following my series or don't know who I am yet, my name is Madeline. I work at Sonar Software and I'm the customer marketing manager there. And this is a part of my series From My Desk to Yours. It's been a bit of a break because of summer holidays, but I'm back now and I'm bringing you kind of a different episode. It's somewhere in between a From My Desk to Yours mini and a regular From My Desk to Yours episode. I was just really excited to see our Disconnect Reason new feature go out, and I thought that was a great opportunity to talk about the disconnect workflow as a whole. I know this is something a lot of clients come to late. They don't understand why their disconnections are not appearing on their activations and disconnections report, and it's because they're not using the disconnect button. So I want to go over how to do that today, why to do that, and then we'll tie in that new feature as well. So we're going to do that using two accounts as an example. If there are any Friends fans in the house, you're going to recognize the names. We're going to be dealing with Joey Tribbiani and Phoebe Buffet today. And so first we're going to go through Joey's account using a workaround workflow that I know a lot of customers have used in the past. Usually it's because they don't know about this disconnect button here. So typically, say Joey calls in and he wants to cancel his service. One option that customers might have used is just manually changing the status, and very often they have multiple statuses with multiple reasons on them. So they'd have to come in, choose a disconnected status, and then choose what the reason was there. And then your team would be able to report on it via the account status function and report. This is okay, but there's a huge thing that doesn't happen when we use this manual process. And that is when we go ahead and save this, you can see that the status has changed. So this customer is no longer going to be billed or provisioned through Sonar if your provisioning is set up. But what doesn't happen is this serviceable address stays here. So this address presumably is freed up for someone else to potentially use, so we want to disconnect it. So we're going to have to go ahead and do that manually and remove it from the account if we want to be able to use this. The disconnect button, like I said, make sure that your account actually appears in this disconnection report. And then the second thing it does is it automatically removes this address at the exact same time. The other workflow that people often use if they're not using a special account status is they may just do a inactive status and then use a custom field to determine what that was. So you can put inactive and then relocation, and then again you would pull a report on the account status that has the disconnection reason and analyze your results from there. Again, the same problems happen. We're not going to see this account in the activations and disconnections report because we didn't follow that disconnections workflow. The address is not going to be disconnected from the account. As you can see, it's still sitting here. And then the third thing that's problematic with this specific workflow is the custom fields is not enforceable. Even if we had set this custom field to required, when something is required in Sonar, it's required upon that entity's creation. So if we set the disconnection reason to required, your agent would be required to fill that out when they set up the account, which doesn't make sense in this case. So we're going to go through the better workflow that solves that problem as well as all the others. Here we've got Phoebe, and you can see she does have an address on her account. What we're going to do is click this drop down button and use the disconnect account option. Now we have the same option to prorate or not prorate, change that setting that we did when we edited an account, but we don't have the option to change the account status. The reason for that that is nice is that in the settings under billing and billing settings, you can actually set your disconnect reason globally. So if I want upon disconnection everyone to go into a special disconnected status and not just a general inactive status, I can do that here, and then I don't have to rely on my CSRs to remember that that is the specific status that I want all disconnected accounts to go into. So once we hit save on this, and I'm just going to cancel and refresh to make sure that change takes place. But when we disconnect, we're going to not have to choose the status because it's automatically chosen for us by someone in management. But what we can do is choose the disconnection reason. And this is the new feature that just came out. So you're able to set these reasons yourself. These are all the ones you see here are actually already preset in your instance for you. So all the common reasons that we see clients leave are already there. But if you want to change them or get more granular, maybe list specific competitors here that are in your area, you can absolutely do that. In the settings, under accounts, there's a new disconnection reasons. These are all the preset ones. You can very easily create a new disconnection reason here. And if we refreshed on this page again, we would see that on our list now as well. Disconnect account, choose disconnection, and new disconnection reason. Now, this is not required right now, but we can very easily make that required upon that disconnection workflow. In our system settings, there is a new field here called Make Disconnection Reason a Required field. I'm not going to turn that on because I don't want to refresh my page again. We're just going to choose disconnect. And this will change her status to that status that we want everyone to be in when they disconnect. If we refresh, we're going to see this serviceable address disappear. That's gone now and is available to use for someone else. And then the disconnection log shows when they were disconnected. That means they're going to show up in our report here. And it shows the reason as well. So this is a much better workflow. If you're not using the disconnect reason currently, I would highly recommend or the disconnect workflow currently, I'd highly recommend you start using it, and you can set up those disconnect reasons to required or not depending on your company needs. So I hope this was helpful. This definitely wasn't a mini. I'm looking at the time now. We're over 7 minutes, but I hope it was useful. And if you learned something, drop a comment below because that makes me feel good when I know that I'm teaching you guys something and you're getting more use out of the software. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.